You're watching the SCAC Women's Basketball Media Days. It's day one, and it's time to take a look into the Trinity University Women's Basketball Program. The Tigers, of course, coming off a 23-5 season, 13-1 in SCAC play, co-regular season and tournament champions, and another trip to the NCAA tournament. Tigers will once again be led by head coach Cameron Hill and senior guard Rachel Chavez. And Coach, Rachel, thanks so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks.
Coach, I'll start with you heading into your seventh season there at Trinity. What have you learned to really enjoy about preseason and camp, and what are some of the messages that you try and deliver to really build a solid foundation to head into another season?
I mean, it doesn't really change, Russell. Every year, we have a pretty standard format for how we want to introduce basically like our initial package of offense and defense, and then really it's a process where we try to show them what playing hard is like so that they can then actually play hard, and then we try to introduce what playing smart looks like so then they can actually play smart. And then finally, by the end of preseason, hopefully they're doing both at the same time, and that typically translates into a pretty well-prepared team.
Rachel, you've experienced so much success on the floor, 3 straight NCAA tournament bursts. You moved into a starting role last year as a junior. What's different, though, this year as a senior as you head into camp? How have you kind of seen maybe your role change and shouldered some more, leadership responsibilities this season?
This year I'm a captain with Jax and Abby, and we have a pretty young group coming in, so we have to take more of a leadership role and just kind of command the floor a little bit better.
Coach, 8 freshmen come into this program this season, 13 underclassmen in all. It's a young group with a lot of talent, just 5 upperclassmen, I think, on the roster. You returned 3 all-conference players. What are the challenges you sort of face as you blend this team together, and what have you seen early in preseason that gives you confidence moving into the rest of the year?
I just think the overall culture of our program is pretty strong. So, regardless of how big the new class is versus like the upperclassmen, there's a pretty solid foundation set for the way that we operate. It's been awesome, though. I mean, these new players have done such an incredible job, and Rachel and Jackie and Abby and all of the returning players have really shown them the way. And, you can kind of tell from my voice, we've been doing a ton of teaching, trying to get them acclimated to our process, but they've done a phenomenal job. And, I'm always confident in our group. I think a lot of that credit goes to our university. This place attracts high-quality people, and we benefit from that. So I'm very, very excited and looking forward to seeing what we're capable of.
Rachel, there's no doubt that during preseason and camp, there can be some tough moments where you really have to grind through that process. That being said, what's your favorite part of preseason? What do you enjoy most about this part of the year?
I think it's just getting to know everybody and gelling as a group, just because we get to do so many things together, whether it's pickups or preseason lift. We get a lot of team dinners together, so it's a great bonding experience for all of us.
Again, you're watching the SCAC Women's Basketball Media Days. It's day one, and we're taking a look into the Trinity University Women's Basketball Program. We're joined today by head coach Cameron Hill and senior guard Rachel Chavez. And Rachel, you're coming off a junior year in which, as I mentioned, you moved into that starting role. You averaged 3.4 points per game. You also tacked on 50 assists, 34 steals, and 68 rebounds on the year while playing just over 21 minutes per game. What are some things that you worked on over the course of the offseason to continue to grow as a basketball player heading into your senior year?
I just try to work on being a better leader this year, just because I'm the only one from my recruiting class from freshman year, so I just really want to be a better leader on the floor and off the floor.
Offensively, Coach, this is a program that has led the league in scoring in back-to-back seasons. It's the first time since Oglethorpe led the SCAC in back-to-back seasons in 07-08 and 08-09 that a team has done that, also averaging over 75 points per game in those back-to-back years. How have you found success offensively, and what will you need to do to continue that moving into this year?
That's a great question. I wasn't aware of any of that, so that's pretty cool. Credit to the players. The way we score the ball has actually quite a bit to do with the way we defend. We've been an aggressive defensive team, and we change things up quite a bit, and I think we create a lot of easy baskets off of our defense. That's one of our goals, going into every single game. How can we turn them over? How can we create offense from defense? And then, we've done a great job recruiting players that they really do respect team play. The ball moves. When we have post opportunities, we get it inside. When we have ball reversal 3 opportunities, we get the ball moving, and we make some shots. But every season takes on a personality all its own. So we're going to have to figure out the best way to make this team work. Whether that's going to be the same way as years past, or if we'll have to come up with some new things. But either way, I feel good about what we'll end up doing and the way it'll end up working out for us.
Finally, wrapping things up with you, Rachel, as you've had those discussions with some of the leaders on your team, what are some of the goals this group has for the 2018-19 season, and what will be some things that will be important in order for you to try and accomplish those marks?
I think definitely one is to take advantage of our out-of-town tournaments this year just because they're so competitive. They're going to really help us get prepared for SCAC play. Definitely working on rebounding and pushing the ball.
And finally, Coach, to sort of wrap things up with you, for the fans and people that support Trinity women's basketball that will be out, throughout the course of the season, what can they expect to see from this team? What are you really hoping that become characteristics of this group that, regardless of the result, win or loss, the people that support this team can bank on knowing what this team is going to be about this season?
Oh, I think you better train for 12 rounds. We're going to play really, really hard, and we're young enough to where we can play everybody. Getting all these players experience and coming at you with fresh legs as often as we can is going to be a priority for us. So, I just think that when you come watch us play, you're going to see super competitive basketball, and you're going to see an effort level that will make you proud if you're a Trinity fan. So, that's what we try to do every single season, and so far this team has absolutely hit the bar on that. So I think that we got a lot to look forward to.
Trinity University women's basketball program, again, the Tigers, will be led by head coach Cameron Hill and senior guard Rachel Chavez as they head into the season and open up play Monday, November 12th at home when they take on Concordia. Coach, Rachel, thanks so much for your time and best of luck as you head into the season.
Thanks. Russell.